अब स्टूडेंट बात करेंगे कुछ OSI मॉडल की, ओपन सिस्टम interconnection model. This is a second model that was presented, and the hope or the intention was that this is going to be an elaborate model as compared to the TCP/IP protocol suite, and it will govern the communication protocols and the rules and the specifications for us to communicate in the internet. But students, there were certain reasons that we are going to be talking about, because of which the OSI model did not flow through. It did not overtake TCP/IP protocol suite, and we still use TCP/IP as the protocol suite used in the current internet. Students, OSI model was given by the ISO, the International Organization for Standardization. It's an organization that was formed by multiple countries in 1947, and more than 3/4 of the countries of the globe are actually part of the ISO. Students, ISO introduced OSI model in the year 1973. 1970s, late 1970s was when it was mature enough to be presented for deployment. But for some reasons that we'll talk about once again, this did not overtake the TCP/IP protocol suite. The OSI model has 7 layers as compared to the 5 layers of a TCP/IP model. Let's look at those layers. So students, 7 layers of OSI model. As you can see, the 5 layers of TCP/IP are represented here as well: physical, data link, transport, and application. 2 new layers: the presentation layer and the session layer. Students, the 2 layers in the OSI model, the new ones, the presentation and the session layer, they were not included in the TCP/IP protocol suite. Students, it is said that the functionality that's offered by the session and the presentation layer in the OSI model, as well as the application layer of the OSI model, all 3 of them, the functionality is embedded, and it's available in the application layer of the TCP/IP protocol suite. Now students, next slide की जानिब चलेंगे, and we'll compare the 2 models. We'll see how the 2 models stack up in terms of the layers that they offer. So students, as you can see, we have added 2 extra layers, the session and the presentation, and these layers are actually equivalent to the application layer of the TCP/IP protocol suite. Now students, there are 2 main reasons that were mentioned as to why these layers were not made part of the latest version of the TCP/IP protocol suite. First of all, students, TCP/IP has more than 1 transport protocols. It has got TCP and it has got UDP. So basically what it said is that most of the functionality that session layer has to offer, it can actually be embedded in the transport layer of the TCP/IP protocol suite. Number 1. Students, number 2, in the case of TCP/IP protocol suite, application is not just a fixed set of application protocols. We can develop application level protocols at this layer. So the intention was that if there is some new functionality that comes out of these 2 layers, we can actually develop that functionality at the application layer. And because of these 2 reasons, we never included the 2 new layers in the OSI model into our current TCP/IP model. Students, the OSI model was not a successful model when it was compared with the TCP/IP protocol suite. There were certain reasons for that, but we are going to talk about the major 3. Students, the first one is that the TCP/IP protocol suite was a very mature model when OSI came into the market. It was already implemented, and there was a huge investment that was already made into the implementation of the TCP/IP protocol suite. And therefore, when OSI came through, people decided to stick with TCP/IP protocol suite. Students, secondly, some layers in OSI, like the session layer and the presentation layer, they were there, but they were not as clearly, and the details were not clearly available in terms of the functionality that was offered by these two layers. And it was understood, it was thought that it's going to take further time for the clarity to be available on what these layers are actually going to provide in terms of the functionality. Students, third reason was that whatever little implementation of the OSI model that happened, when it was compared with the TCP/IP protocol suite implementation, what was found out was that TCP/IP performed better than the OSI model. Because of these reasons, TCP/IP was chosen as the final protocol suite of the internet.